Welcome back, YouTube. It is Saturday and I'm bored here and I'm busting out videos. So Sierra is going to the Pitbull concert tonight. Sierra's never watched Pitch Perfect movie either. Pitch Perfect? I said she's never watched the Pitch Perfect movie. I love the Pitch Perfect movie. So this is about today's vehicles, and I'm going to say probably, wow, to say 20 years. Yeah, so we'll use 20 years. So 20 years ago, it was probably more common for vehicles to have oil leaks, and then we're going to show you how the industry has changed. So let's just go, let's say 20 years ago. 20 years ago, vehicles were more likely to have oil leaks than they were to have oil consumption issues. Now we're going to fast forward. What do you need?
Oh, power steering fluid.
So you can use transmission fluid for power steering fluid. There's a case over there. But the car has to be running for power steering and transmission. Yeah, so current vehicles, right? Current vehicles today burn oil more than we see oil leaks. And if we have an oil leak, it's usually because of I would say, not because of a valve cover gasket or not because of a timing cover gasket. And this could be different in different places all around the world. I don't know. I can only speak for what I see here in my shop. Even all the used car recondition work, look at that big turbo, baby. Even all the recondition work that we do here at Meineke Cineminson, because I specialize in used car recondition work. That's what I like to do. It's very rare, even when we see a used car from the auction here, that it has an oil leak that wasn't caused by somebody else. And what I mean by that is strip drain plug gasket. The GTI yesterday, where they nicked the oil filter, cartridge filter O-ring, that was the cause of the oil leak for that car, was the oil filter installer error. The guys, Sierra and Caleb, got that resolved last night. So it's not very often that we see a car in here that just says, "Hey, I have an oil leak." And I don't really have a true answer on why that is. I will say, long ago, valve cover gaskets, there was a shift from cork style gaskets mixed with a little neoprene or rubber gaskets, which completely sucked. And then, the silicone error, so silicone formed gaskets, preformed. And then today we use silicone RTV for a lot of different things. So timing cases, oil pans, lower oil pans, all that is usually just RTV together, which is very reliable. So maybe it's a technology that has more or less eliminated the oil leak situations. And then now it's flipped, right? So we flip it. We went from cars that leaked oil and didn't burn nowhere near as much oil to cars that don't leak any oil and burn 2-3 quarts of oil in 5,000 miles. Is it a good idea to take every step possible in trying to control or reduce the oil consumption? Yes, just changing your oil sooner is not going to be enough for you. I'm playing with a rubber band, right? You can tell I have ADHD. Changing your oil sooner is not going to just be the fix for it. What it's going to be is a series of processes. So one would be catching all the maintenance that's overdue, piston ring soak, oil flushes, sooner oil changes. It's a combination of things. So, this isn't about oil leaks. This video is just how it's changed over the years from, it was very common for a customer's car to have oil leaks and not necessarily burn oil. And I'm not talking, pissing oil out. I'm just talking oil leaks. Valve covers leak, timing case cover leaks, intake valley leaks. Small block Chevys had the Great Wall of China leaks. Small block Chevys back then with the flimsy valve covers and the crappy gasket design leak. I would say Ford rear main seal oil leaks more than anything else. I'm going way back. Imports, very uncommon for an oil leak. More valve cover gaskets and tube seals, and then some older cars, oil pump gaskets on Toyotas. So it's changed a lot. There's less oil leaks going on today, and there's more, and the scale is like flipped like almost 100%. Almost every car that comes in here that has no oil in a dipstick, it usually isn't because there's an oil leak. It's because it's consuming that much oil, and you need to start taking some steps to resolve it. And it is possible, and it's not cheap. I mean, the processes to try and slow it down and eliminate it are far less than buying a new car today that's a complete pile of crap. I mean, it's plush and it's comfy and it's nice and new and it's expensive, right? What's a new car today? If you don't have any money to put down and you have good credit, you're still talking $500-700 a month for a car, if not more, plus the insurance. And even higher as I'm educating myself on what's going on the new and used car market. So yeah, is it worth putting $500 or $1,000 into your car to catch up on the maintenance and switch to the better oil product and maintenance practices? Absolutely. And in my mind, the more cars we see, and we're just going to call them oil consumption monsters, and they didn't start out that way from brand new. Is that the Valvoline Restore and Protect is probably the ultimate oil to put in your vehicle, and it's a little bit more costly, but so what? I think it's a great idea. But anyone else agree with me out there in our land, in our world of auto repair, is that, and I'm not talking heavy truck or diesel truck or commercial used vehicles like that. I'm just talking everyday vehicles that you see, not F450s and 550s and 900s and diesel dualies and all that stuff. That's a whole nother league of repairs. But just the regular customers' cars that you see, it's very uncommon today that we see oil leaks. Now, it's common that we see spark plug tube seals fail before the valve cover gasket actually fails on the external. You don't really see it until you go and try and get the customer to tune their car up, and then you're like, oh, here we go, we got spark plug tubes full of oil, quarter of a quart and 4 spark plugs, if not more. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. Thanks for watching.